Hey, we're back in the two big purple chairs right in the centre of Dublin for your little dose of morning coffee and chats. The subject that people are hitting us with, which we have a lot of experience in with EVs particularly, is insurance. So when we were bringing Teslas in around 2015, that's before they hit Dublin now, through California, Tilburg and to Dublin. But insurance was a big thing because insurance companies didn't know anything about electric cars. They were scared of the performance of the cars, the speed of them, but they never really knew anything. So that was a difficult.
Well, the Model S came out with the ludicrous mode, which is nearly bonkers. 700 brake horsepower. So obviously,
well, that was the first car we brought in.
Yeah.
But the S was the first one we had experience in. It was very hard to get insurance. People were scared of it.
Yeah, we had customers that were sort of in the late 60s that were moving to Tesla that were seeing their premiums double in price.
Yeah, there was a guy driving a Panamera, a Porsche Panamera, which probably would have been, I don't know, 100 grand car, say, and Tesla, the Model S being similar, probably slightly more. His insurance for 12 months was €750 on the Porsche, and then when he went to a Model S, it doubled to €1,500. And I think that was part of a knowledge. There was a lack of knowledge on the insurance point of view. Now it's since come down, so I've been told he's still a customer.
Yeah, but we are hearing and speaking to some of our customers that there are insurance companies pulling out of insuring EVs. So that was one of the reasons we wanted to jump on here today, just to sort of put it out there again, and just see what sort of experience you guys are having. And, obviously try and spread the word a bit and see is there any sort of, areas out there where we can sort of help, get better quotes or get people on board that would have sort of hacks as opposed to, knowing the sort of loopholes of getting good insurance quotes. So
it might be kind of good to get someone on to talk about insurance, like from an insurance company or our broker, the guy that deals all our stuff. But the reason they're pulling out is because of the cost of repairs. I think it's kind of an apparent cost. I don't think it's expensive, as they say. Part shortages, but that seems to be the main thing, is that the cost, software issues, insurance, always think a worst case scenario. So that is an issue. And I know there's people watching that have, because they've said it, insurance is just a contentious thing. As cars roll out, more brands come out, it'll become easier, but there is still that little grey area.
Yeah,
and you're presuming it's more expensive?
It is. No, it is. It is. I know there's
across the board.
Yeah, I know there's some that have got back with good quotes, but generally across the board.
Yeah.
Especially with Tesla ownership, I think it's just a lack of education. I think if they're not insurance companies, that's why they're in insurance. It's risk assessment. So I mean, if they see it's too high of a risk, they're just not interested. So, but it doesn't really help the consumer. But that's really
and so the final points would be the reason is it's the cost of repairs, and the other thing, what was I thinking about there now? There's the cost of repairs and the cost of the actual cars, because they're so much more expensive than your average ICE car.
So if it's written off, etc., there's an outlay.
Yeah, but it's like what we talk about. All the subjects that we're going to be covering it's all education.
It is education, and one of the things that sort of gets me is that electric vehicles are probably one of the safest vehicles on the road now because of the technology they come with, whether it's lane assist, adaptive cruise control, autopilot, enhanced autopilot, the braking systems, the collision assist systems, they're all there. So if anything, they're probably safer to drive than an ICE car.
Yeah, because I heard this fact, I don't know if it was a fact, but so in our brain, in the human brain, there's about that much, again, not technical, about that much of our brain that we think we have this instant reaction, but we don't. There's that bit of a brain that just doesn't connect as quick. Where if a car that's laden with computers goes towards a wall, it'll come up with 2 million different options and come up with the best one instantly in a split second, where we think we have a split second, but we don't. So that was just an interesting fact. So I agree. I think they're safer. Like, it brings us on to autonomous driving. So that'll be the next thing when the insurance companies go, well, how are we going to do that? Because again, the talk for insurance companies is in the future, it's not going to be, oh, well, you were driving a car, so it's your fault. It's going to be the manufacturer suing the manufacturer because the car should never have crashed. So,
yeah, I mean, if insurance companies were more, tuned in, the data that the electric vehicles collect is ridiculous. In terms of, they're practically trackers on wheels. So I mean, you'll know what speed you were doing, what part of the road you were on. I mean, all that data is there. So there's really no excuse to sort of have a better premium. With your insurance, a much cheaper premium insurance with that data that they can use to their advantage to see who was at fault or who wasn't at fault, and whether to pay out or whether not to pay out, etc. So yeah, it is again, it's education.
Well, it'd be like the follow on from the black box in a car for younger people with insurance, that they put in a speed detector box, don't they? To make your so you can't go over a certain speed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they can monitor your speed and see how your quality of driving is and whether you're insurable or whether they'll cover you, etc.
So insurance companies have never have and never will have had as much information as they need.
No.
So you can physically see a crash with all the data. So yeah, interesting. But anyway, it's a subject we talk about all the time. We talked about for a long time now through experience. And maybe you have experience, good, bad, and different, but get in touch and we'd be happy to hear what you say, and let's talk about it more if it's something that you'd have interested in. So
yeah.
So you press subscribe. What's that thing? Subscribe and bells and all that?
Yeah.
Do that, we'll see you soon.
And if you're listening on the podcast, just send us a DM. There are below in the show notes all the links to our channels, social channels are there. We'd love to hear from you.
Fancy. Till next time. See you later.